we start, I need you to hear this. The night shift at the Amazon warehouse isn't what you think it is. The rules they gave me weren't just for safety. They were to keep me alive. And by the time I realized that, it was already too late. Stay with me, because you need to know what really happens in there after midnight. I started the night shift at the Amazon warehouse thinking it would be easy money. You know, headphones in, scanning packages, long stretches of silence. Nothing out of the ordinary. But the first thing you notice when you walk into that place after midnight isn't the cold or the emptiness. It's the feeling that the warehouse is watching you. The lights hum different at night, not the normal electrical buzz. It sounds deeper, almost like breathing. The aisles stretch endlessly in front of you, and the shadows move in ways they shouldn't when no one else is around. On my first night, the floor lead handed me a laminated sheet of rules. He didn't smile. He didn't explain. He just pressed it into my hand like someone passing a warning under a table. The rules didn't make sense at first. Never walk through row C after 12:30 a.m. Do not respond to the intercom unless the voice says your name twice. If you hear footsteps behind you, keep walking. Do not turn around. Do not remove your badge under any circumstances, even if someone with your badge number asks you to. In case of full blackout, stand inside the nearest yellow circle on the floor and wait. I laughed. Actually laughed. I thought it was some kind of onboarding prank for new night shift workers. But the floor lead just stared at me with eyes that looked tired and scared at the same time. Just follow them, he said. Please, don't question anything until your second week. The way he said it made my stomach twist. The warehouse felt wrong the moment I started working. Around 1 a.m., the temperature dropped out of nowhere. One moment it was warm from the machinery. The next, I could literally see my breath forming clouds in front of me. And the air, God, something was wrong with the air. It felt heavier, like walking through fog you couldn't see. Then the conveyor belt in Sector 3 turned on by itself. No workers assigned there, no package in sight, no reason for it to move. It screeched like something was stuck inside. The sound crawled up my spine. I asked one of the older workers about it. He didn't answer. He just shook his head and walked away fast, like he didn't want to be near me while I was asking questions. That's when I heard the whistle. A slow, wandering whistle coming from deep inside the aisles. Not a tune, not a rhythm, not something you'd catch yourself humming. It sounded like someone was searching or calling. I turned to look, but the whistle stopped instantly, like it knew I was listening. When I told another worker what I heard, he grabbed my arm and whispered, "Don't pay attention to sounds at night. Sounds are how it finds you." His voice cracked when he said "it," like he was scared the warehouse might hear him. That's when the lights flickered. All of them. Thousands of bulbs humming in perfect unison, then dimming in a slow wave across the ceiling, until the entire warehouse looked like it was drowning in shadows. And then, the intercom clicked on. But the voice wasn't the normal system voice. It wasn't human. It dragged the words out slowly, like it was trying to imitate speech for the first time. Employee number 5. It didn't finish the sentence. It just stopped mid-word, dead silent. My badge was number 53. My heart nearly stopped when I saw the floor lead sprinting toward me from across the warehouse, his face pale, shouting without sound. Because his voice didn't come through, the warehouse swallowed the noise. He grabbed my shoulder and pulled me behind a pallet stack so fast I dropped my scanner. His hands were shaking. He mouthed the words, not daring to speak. Don't answer. Don't move. I don't know how long we stayed crouched there, but the intercom clicked again, and this time the voice sounded closer, like it was standing right behind us. 5, 3, my badge number, whispered but not through a speaker. It sounded like someone breathing the words directly into my ear. I froze, my whole body locked. I felt the cold crawl across the back of my neck, like fingertips. The floor lead covered my mouth and didn't let go, until the lights finally flickered back to normal. When they did, he just looked at me like he felt sorry for me and said one thing. Now, you understand why the rules exist, but I didn't understand. Not yet. Not until I broke the first rule. And that happened exactly 30 minutes later, in row Z. I should have gone home that night. I should have listened to the floor lead when he grabbed my arm and said the rules were there for a reason. But fear does something strange to you. It makes you want answers. It makes you curious about the very thing you're supposed to avoid. And that curiosity pulled me straight toward row C. The warehouse felt different as I got closer. Colder, quieter. The air tasted metallic, like breathing in the inside of a battery. The lights above row Z flickered in a pattern. 2 long blinks, 1 short, almost like code. And every time they shut off, the entire aisle went pitch black, swallowing everything except the faint glow from my scanner. I kept telling myself it was just electricity, just old wiring, just my imagination. But you can't lie to yourself forever. The deeper I walked into row Z, the more the warehouse changed. It wasn't the layout. The shelves were the same height, the same color, the same boxes stacked in perfect lines. It was the feeling behind me, like someone was matching my steps perfectly, like every time I paused, it paused too. I decided to test it. I took 1 slow step forward. Another step echoed behind me. I stopped. The echo stopped. I didn't breathe for 5 full seconds. Then from somewhere deep behind me, hidden between the shelves, something scraped across the concrete floor. Slow, deliberate, like fingernails or metal dragging in a half circle. The sound tightened around my chest. I forced myself not to turn around. One of the rules said not to look. And now I understood why. I lifted my scanner, pointing its weak screen glow toward the darkness. The inventory numbers on the device glitched, flickering between random digits. Shelf A21, Shelf A, static. 5 of 53, Shelf A. Something. It couldn't even read the items around me. A warehouse scanner doesn't glitch like that. Not unless something is interfering with it. Something close. Something aware. I turned a corner and froze. In the middle of the aisle where a pallet should have been, there was a single cardboard box. Small, light, completely out of place. It sat perfectly centered on the concrete floor, like someone had gently set it down and walked away. No label, no barcode, just a box. I should have walked away, but something about it felt intentional, like it was waiting for me. I reached out and touched the lid. The cardboard was ice cold, too cold for something indoors, too cold for something untouched. I slid my fingers under the flap, and the intercom crackled to life above me, but it didn't stutter this time. It spoke smoothly, calmly, almost gently. Employee 53, you forgot a rule. My blood went cold. I didn't move. I didn't look up. And then the voice continued, quieter, like a whisper pressed against my ear. Don't pick up what doesn't belong to you. Before I could step back, something moved inside the box. Not a rustle, not a shift, Something pressed up from the inside, pushing against the cardboard like a hand, or something shaped like one, was trying to rise, and the scraping sound behind me started again, closer, much closer. I backed away slowly, nearly tripping over my own feet, keeping my eyes locked on the box as it pulsed once more. Then the lights above Rosie died all at once. Total darkness, the kind where you can't see your own hands. And something behind me inhaled, a deep, slow breath that didn't belong to any human. That was the moment I ran. I didn't think. I didn't look back. I sprinted down the aisle, knocking boxes over, hitting my shoulder on shelves, scanning for any sign of light. The warehouse felt infinite, like it was deliberately stretching the aisles to keep me inside. When I finally saw a flicker of emergency lighting, I dove toward it and didn't stop running until I collided with the floor lead near the loading bay. He grabbed my shirt, eyes wide with terror, and said one sentence that still haunts me. "If it followed you out, we're all dead." I ran until the floor lead grabbed me by the shirt near the loading bay, his fingers trembling like he was afraid I'd disappear if he let go. His breathing was uneven, and for a moment, neither of us spoke as the warehouse hummed around us, deeper and heavier than before. Under that hum, something else moved, a slow, dragging sound coming from the direction I had just escaped. When he finally found his voice, he whispered, "Tell me you didn't touch the box." I couldn't answer. My silence said everything. His face fell, and he muttered, "If it marked you, it means it found you." I didn't know what it was, but every nerve in my body told me the thing inside that box wasn't meant to be touched, seen, or even acknowledged. We started moving along the wall, keeping low, the air feeling unnaturally still, as if the entire warehouse was holding its breath. Machines were frozen, conveyor belts dead, lights dimming overhead, as if reacting to our presence. Then the intercom clicked on with a soft static and a voice that tried too hard to sound human. "Employee 53, return to row Z." My blood turned cold. That voice wasn't from any manager or automated system. It was the same whisper I heard earlier. Then it said, "You left something behind." The floor lead gripped my arm tightly. "Don't answer. Don't even think about answering." His voice was barely a breath, like he feared the warehouse itself might be listening. But the intercom followed us, speaker by speaker, crackling to life as we walked. "Employee 53, why are you running? You opened the box. I want it back." The last sentence wasn't spoken. It was growled, deep and metallic. Then something cold brushed the back of my neck. Not a breeze, but a touch with weight. Instinct made me turn around, breaking one of the rules. And for a split second, I saw it. A shape at the end of the aisle. Limbs too long, head tilted unnaturally, and faint scanner-like lights flickering where eyes should be. The lights above us went out in one sharp snap, plunging everything into total darkness. The only sound was breathing. Not mine, not the floor leads, but something bigger hiding between the shelves. My badge vibrated once against my chest. A faint beep. Then the intercom whispered as if inches from my ear, "Employee 53, you broke the rule." The floor lead stepped back and murmured, terrified, "If it's tracking your badge, we can't hide from it anymore." The breathing grew louder, heavier, deliberate, and then something stepped into the emergency light. The emergency light above us flickered once, then steadied, casting a pale circle on the floor. And that was when I saw it clearly for the first time. The thing that followed me out of row Z wasn't shaped right. Its limbs were too long, bending in angle muscles that made my bones ache just from watching. Its skin, or whatever covered it, shifted like something underneath was trying to push its way out. And its face, it wasn't a face. It was smooth, blank, except for two glowing slits that flickered like malfunctioning barcode scanners. The floor lead whispered, "Don't move." But my badge vibrated again, harder this time, like something inside it was waking up. The creature tilted its head, staring at my chest, not at me, at the badge. It took one step forward, slow, deliberate, its foot dragging across the concrete, with that same metallic scrape I heard inside Rosie. And then the intercom clicked on again, louder this time, the voice distorted and glitching. "Employee 53, return what you took." I didn't take anything. I didn't even open the box fully, but that didn't matter. Whatever was inside had touched me, marked me, and that was enough. The floor lead leaned toward me and whispered, "We get to the yellow circle. It won't cross it." I didn't know why it wouldn't cross, and I didn't have time to ask. The creature stepped forward again, its arms stretched toward me, fingers too long and bending like wet rope. The lights flickered, the intercom growled, and the floor lead shoved me in the direction of the nearest yellow safety circle, painted on the floor. We ran, and the warehouse reacted instantly. The shelves groaned as if something heavy moved inside them. Boxes fell on their own. The air pressure dropped so fast my ears popped. The creature moved faster than I thought it could. It didn't run. It glided, its limbs snapping into different shapes, to drag itself forward. Every step I took felt like running through molasses. Every breath burned. When I leaped into the yellow circle, I heard it stop behind me. Not gently, not suddenly. It hit an invisible barrier with a sound like bone cracking. The emergency light above the circle flared bright white. For a moment, I could see everything. The creature's silhouette pressed against the barrier, its limbs twisting and trying to force their way through. Its head split open slightly, revealing rows of sharp, thin teeth that didn't belong on anything from this world. It hissed, a sound that rattled inside my skull more than in my ears. The intercom roared, "Return." Then the lights went out. All of them, even the emergency light above the circle. Total darkness swallowed the warehouse. I stayed inside the circle, shaking, unable to breathe, unable to think. The floor lead wasn't with me anymore. I didn't know where he went. I didn't even hear him run. For a long time, there was nothing but silence. Then, slowly, the overhead lights flickered back on, one by one. The creature was gone. The shelves were still. The air was warm again. I walked out of the circle slowly, my legs numb. I called out for the floor lead, but there was no answer. His radio lay on the ground near row C, cracked down the middle like something bit through it. When I got to the break room, my badge scanner refused to read my ID. It just flashed red over and over. The system didn't recognize me anymore, as if I had never worked there, as if I wasn't supposed to exist. On my way out of the building, the intercom clicked one last time behind me. A whisper, soft, almost gentle. "Goodbye, 53. I didn't look back. I didn't want to see if something was watching from the aisles. I quit the next morning. They asked why, but I didn't explain. I don't need to convince anyone. I know what I saw, and I know this. There's something inside that warehouse that doesn't belong here. Something that waits in the dark for someone to break the rules. And sometimes it follows you out.